Would you rather be paid for your time or for the value that you have to offer? There's a stark difference between the two. And for those who understand it and learn to make the value option work for their benefit, the opportunities are endless. If you're ready to level up the way that you look at earning a living and at building your future, join me on today's Life Design podcast as we dig deep into lesson 6 from my book, Improve Your Thoughts, Improve Your Life. We'll see you there. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe now so you can join us on every episode. We truly appreciate it. And be sure to engage in the comments section of your favorite platform for your chance to be invited as a guest on one of our episodes. Hello, my incredible friends. Welcome back to the Life Design Podcast and our Wednesdays coaching series. I'm your host, coach, and mentor, Michael Borland, and today's going to be an incredibly powerful episode if you choose to learn and implement the lessons that we're sharing today. So what is your perspective on today's topic? Are you stuck in average thinking? And if so, are you ready to make the shift and to begin taking steps toward a more successful way of thinking so that you can create the life that you truly want? See, the majority of people trade hours of their lives for dollars. And when they think about how they get paid and how much they're paid, they look at it from the perspective of, I want to be paid for my time, or pay me the most that this position offers. However, the people that are creating the most success for themselves in life or in business, they think about it very differently. Their beliefs on earning income are based more on wanting to be paid for the value that they deliver, for what you can look at it this way, for what their participation in whatever that activity is, what it's worth, regardless of the number of hours that are required for them to deliver the level of result that they can deliver. So if they deliver an equal result in 1 hour that takes someone else 8 hours or even 100 hours, it doesn't matter. They actually demand to be paid the same amount of money for their 1 hour that someone else gets for their 8 or 100 hours, because it's not about the time. It's about the value of the result that they deliver. And there are a couple of reasons why most people are stuck in the habit of trading hours for dollars. And I want to be clear, it is a habit. And for most people, it's because that's all they really know. For others, it's because trading hours of their life for the dollars that they want, it limits their responsibility, or it keeps them in some, self-proclaimed or self-designed comfort zone. And though there are some people that simply never put in the time or the effort to build valuable skills, so that is or that is what they perceive to be their only option. The worst of all, the worst position is that there are a lot of people that are simply just plain lazy, and they want to be paid whether they're worth it or not. So what is the key in this that we can derive, that we can take away? Or maybe I'll say this: what is the key that we should be paying attention to if we want to level up? Well, first, let me start by saying, do not misinterpret what I'm saying. Do not put words in my mouth. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that a job with an hourly wage is a bad thing, or that you can't be successful if that's how you choose to earn your income. Quite the contrary. You can be successful in that It just depends upon what your interpretation of success is. And as much as your interpretation of success itself, but your perception or your belief on how you uh, gain success via earning your income. The fact remains that studies have shown over 80% of people either dislike their job, they feel underpaid or underappreciated, and they say that they plan to find something better soon. And a large percentage are actively looking at some degree for that next job opportunity. And you know what? If that's the case for you, honestly, quit waiting. Do not go out and get, just another job simply because it pays a little bit more. That's being a hamster on a wheel. Take a moment, take the time. It's going to be more than a moment. Take the time, put in the effort to determine what you would truly like to do every day for the rest of your life or for, the next many years, and find or create a way to make money doing it. Quit making excuses and start making changes. I truly do say this out of love, out of wanting to see people succeed. But if your definition of success is based on earning a specific wage, my first tip in that regard is, keep listening. Go to the book that I'm reading out of and read the whole book. Gain a more empowering belief of what success actually is. But secondly, I want to remind you that you only deserve what you're worth. I don't care what your position is. I don't care how you earn your money. We only deserve what we're worth. We only deserve to be paid for the value we deliver. But you are the only one who controls what you're worth. No one else does that. Not your boss, not your spouse, or no one else, just you. If you feel you're worth or not worth whatever amount of money that you truly want to make, let's say you feel you're not worth that amount at this moment in your life, then learn more, practice more, do whatever it takes to add value to what you can offer. Let me make this clear. Success is not based on the income you make. If anything, it's based more on how you earn that income. But the reason I'm using this topic and stressing it is today we're addressing one of the most common disempowering beliefs that people hold, which happens to revolve around money and how we think about earning it. What are our perceptions on how we earn our income, as well as how much we earn. But the big key is our perception that what we earn is based on time or value. So let me be as clear for some, maybe even as harsh as I can be. I really want to stress this point. If your belief is that you should be paid just because you showed up, okay, just because you're clocked in, with air quotes here, you don't deserve to be paid. You deserve to be fired. That said, my guess is if that truly is your way of thinking, I want to be paid as long as I'm clocked in, regardless of what I'm doing, even if I'm delivering no value, you probably wouldn't still be listening. You probably wouldn't tune into this podcast ever, because everything we talk about is from a growth mindset perspective. Mental health, emotional health, physical health, success, everything from a mindset, a growth mindset perspective. So what is the shift that I always talk about that on this topic we can take away, we can implement? It's to commit to improving yourself, to determine what you love to do and who you need to become as a person so that you can be paid the amount of money you want to earn for doing it. Again, it's not really about the money. It is about what that money represents. And if you haven't heard my podcast that goes deep into that, I'm just going to simply suggest go back to episode 1 and start listening. Many of the episodes build on each other, or they all connect in some way, but we go deep into that. That said, get clear on those facts. Get clear on what you want to do, what you would truly love to do for a living, quote unquote, to earn your money. Get clear on that. And then begin taking steps in that direction. It's going to take some time to get from where you are to what, I'll say who you need to be. But whether it's a couple of months or even a couple of years, the time and the effort is going to be worth it. It's going to pay dividends every day of your life once you get to that point. You may have heard this quote from me before. It's a quote that I came up with, but it captures exactly what we're talking about here. And that is, if you want to earn more, go learn more, and your value will return more. Yes, I know it's a rhyming quote, done intentionally, but it makes the point. I'm not talking about just learning hard skills. And by hard skills, I mean things like computer coding, marketing, maybe medical training of some sort, whatever industry it is that interests you. Those things are important and they are necessary. But what I'm referring to specifically are the skills that most people overlook. They're the ones that most people think they've mastered, even though they've never even moved past entry-level skills. And I'm referring to improving your soft skills, meaning your emotions, your communication skills. Not just talking back and forth, but truly understanding all of the aspects of communication, your leadership skills, your mindset. This whole podcast, again, is focused on a growth mindset. Everything we talk about comes from the perspective of a growth mindset. And that's just to name a few. Emotions, communication, leadership, mindset. Those were the 4 I mentioned. That's just a couple of things, or just a few of them. But they are 4 of the most important. And the truth of it is, most people are still at, we use a martial arts term, they're still at the white belt level. They think they're a black belt because they've, gotten dirty rolling around in the dirt a few times, meaning they've gone through a few struggles. But basic life experience, it's only going to take people to, or the equivalent of a blue belt, which happens to be about halfway between, white belt and black belt, depending upon your style, of course, martial arts style, but you get the point. The key is, once you get to black belt, there's 10 more levels. You got, as an average, a blue belt's 5 out of 10, right? So you're halfway to black belt. Once you get to black belt, there's 10 more levels there. If you truly want to master your soft skills. But if you're not willing to put in the time and energy to work on your inner game, you'll never deserve and likely never earn, or you will never, let me put it this way, you will never earn levels of success that truly make life special. You might gain a ton of surface level success. You might look super successful, as they say, in front of the camera, but you may not even recognize the difference. Eventually you will. And let me tell you from experience, and particularly from client experience, and you see this if you pay attention, it is a painful lesson that far too many people learn very late in the game of life. You see it all the time. You see these people that are massively successful in their careers because they learn hard skills, and their life is a complete disaster when you look behind the scenes. If you were there with them in their mind, if you were there with them at their homes or in board meetings, in meetings, people that are in extremely high level positions with dozens or hundreds or thousands of people um, under their watch, so to speak, that have no clue how to lead. They talk a good game. They're miserable. And this is more common the higher people make it up the ladder, when they only learn the hard skills and they don't work on their soft skills, on their inner game. Regardless of where you are now, training yourself to think from a more successful perspective will always be worth the time and effort. That said, I'm going to suggest join me every Monday and every Wednesday as I share practical and proven tips and techniques to help you on your journey. You hear me say it? I'm saying it again. Success can and should be made simple. There aren't tricks and secrets to any of this. It's putting in the work to work on yourself. It's shifting the way you think. In this case, we're talking about earning money. If your perception of earning money, I don't care what your job or your career is, if your opinion of earning money is, I was there for 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours or 2 hours, doesn't matter, I should be paid X amount of dollars, you are limiting your opportunity. If your perspective is, I should be paid because I delivered X result or X value, which is always going to fall on the result, therefore I should be paid X dollars, X number of dollars, or X amount of money, you are 80, maybe even 90% of the way there. Then we take it to the next levels, some higher levels. I should be paid X amount of dollars because I delivered this particular result in the most efficient manner, meaning within the least amount of time. You jump up to that 90-95% level. And in doing so, I raised the value of the people that were involved in that process with me. I not only delivered, I'm going to say, business value or value to the client equal to over and above what they were expecting, but I paid it forward. I poured into the lives of the people that were in that, experience with me, therefore raising their hard and soft skills. Now you've hit that 100% mark. Now you've hit that, I'll say it in the simple terms, 10th degree black belt. That is truly mastering the inner game. That is truly mastering the entire game. Obviously, you have to work on the hard skills. Like I said that earlier, they are important. They are necessary for virtually every position, for virtually every job that's going to pay you money. You have to have certain hard skills. But when you master the soft skills, you take them with you everywhere you go. If you learn coding, computer coding, it doesn't help you if your career's in air conditioning and heating. Let me digress. It might on a couple of the technical skills within that industry, but I think you get the point. If you learn medical skills, how to, help a doctor in a doctor's office, and then you move to a job where, I'll use computer coding again, where you're coding computers, the medical stuff you learn's probably not going to help you very much in the other position. But the soft skills, the leadership, the communication, it's going to help you everywhere you go. Work, personal life, travel, social, volunteer, it doesn't matter. Everywhere you go in life, interpersonal, how you communicate with yourself when no one else is around, it's going to help you in those areas. That's why I stress the inner game. I hope that makes sense. So thank you for joining me on today's podcast. If you find value in this, please support me through liking the episode, sharing it, subscribing or following, whatever it is on your platform, by engaging on any of the platforms. Just look for My LifeDezign on social media or on the website. Again, DEZIGN is the spelling. And subscribe to the LifeDezign on your favorite podcast platform. If there's another topic that weighs heavy on you that you want to hear discussed, reach out to me, engage, let me know. I will find a way. I will research it and I will find a way to share something of value on that topic. I'll see you here every Monday and Wednesday. Until then, live awesome and enjoy your journey.